Hey everyone, welcome to the Brighter Life Show. I'm your host, Dr. Leslie Birkland, and I am here today with vibrational expert and goals coach, Mr. Nicholas Brighter. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here.
Yay. Well, we are continuing our series on positive habits. Just can't talk too much about positive habits. So have you developed...
You have a bad habit of talking about positive habits?
It's a good habit of talking about positive habits. Some things are good. So I want to mention something, and that is a habit that you may want to procure, to develop, to start in your life, and that's to do a daily act of kindness. And it can be something so simple.
I like that.
I do too. But like, for example, let's say your garbage day and your neighbors took their garbage out and you notice there's a couple little pieces of garbage are out. Just pick them up, put them in the garbage can. Or they forgot to take their garbage out and you know that they're out of town. Take their garbage out for them. I don't think that they'll be too upset, especially if it's really full. And just little things like that where you don't even have to tell someone. When you do an act of kindness, it's not for any kind of recognition. You don't say, I did this for you. Oh, by the way, I gave you a great recommendation. It's just a simple act of kindness. You're just doing it because it's a kind thing to do. But it really is a good habit that is a game changer. Because you start getting in the pattern of doing kind little things. You could even do it at the grocery store, in line at the bank. You could do it just, walking around your neighborhood, even if it's pulling a weed, taking a stick out of someone's yard, picking up some dog poo-poo in someone's yard.
I think it's kind of in alignment with your actions. There's sort of there's the good and evil, life and death, making sure your actions are on the good side, the life side.
The positive side.
The positive side.
Especially if you're talking about a vibration level, that would be something that would be a positive vibration as opposed to making it difficult. You're driving in your car.
And I do imagine that, you're saying to not do this for a specific benefit, but that it would have... A person that is doing this would be more likely to have these things happen to them. These positive things happen to them.
Right. You mean in return?
Yeah.
I see. I was even really considering that because it's something that I think that people should do that it's unnoticed and not for any kind of praise. But then that's just a natural law of attraction.
Although it does have to be what you said, for there to not be an ulterior motive. Then those positive things will be more likely to happen to them.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. So, waiting in line, at Starbucks, somebody doesn't have the exact change. Buy someone a cup of coffee, and then they can catch you the next time around. Just doing something like that. And even if they don't, that's...
But with no expectation. Yeah. Then maybe they'll catch you the next time around.
Right.
I think that's how you meant that, right?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't really state that quite exactly, how I meant it. But yes, that is exactly. So just...
And I'm a part of the grammar police, apparently.
You are?
I don't like it when people do that, but... it seemed fitting for me to say that.
Well, no, I think it's perfectly fine. I think that you have corrected me enough that there's no
grammar.
Offense, taken
okay.
all. I'm not easily offended, anymore. Something else is to express gratitude. And now that's not just yourself. Every morning it's always nice to build a way to build and increase your happiness is by expressing gratitude every day. But you can do that just simply with a coworker or someone else and just say, thank you. Thank you for being you.
So, did you say it's not just with yourself, or
right? No, so when you express gratitude,
it's not internally,
right? So it's not like I'm grateful because I'm breathing today, which is wonderful. I'm grateful for all the things that I have. Expressing your own personal gratitude. It's also including expressing gratitude to people
Okay.
that you may work with. I had a friend that was working with someone, and she wasn't expressing enough gratitude.
Now, could this be when someone wakes up in the morning and they sort of think about the things they're grateful for? Would that qualify?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was just in addition to just making your list of all the things that you're grateful, you're expressing your gratitude to yourself, but also express gratitude to others. And it can be simply like, thank you for sharing that with me. Or remember the other day when you told me XYZ, that was very effective, and I appreciate your input. Just to make sure to always express your gratitude in as many ways possible. Now, a lot of times people will express, we see things on social media where people are saying, I'm so blessed, which is lovely. It's lovely because a lot of people are blessed. I'm so blessed. I have the most wonderful husband. I found my soulmate, and they go on and on and on. So my suggestion is express your attitude, but not in a boasty way. Not like, I'm blessed. Because I can tell you, everyone that I have ever read.
Not in a way that some people could interpret as boasty.
Well, it's not even interpretation. I look at it as just a pure boasting. Here I am with my soulmate, and we're so madly in love, and my soulmate, my flame, I've met this person, and we're just so in love, and we're going to get married, and then 2 months later, you don't even hear about that person. So, sometimes it backfires when you overly boast, and I don't consider that really in a gratitude. Or
how would someone draw the line? Because to me, if you're saying that those are typically, you're going to assume that you're going to tend to think that those are kind of boasty. And me, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I assume that most of those are not boasting at all. However, I do recognize that they can come across that way to some people. How do you determine where that line is?
When they're overly talking about how spectacular and wonderful their life is. I have the perfect husband. I have the perfect kids. Why?
Would this be when they know it's something that there's other people that's a pain point of theirs, maybe?
No, it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't have to be a pain point, but it's just boasting that about your gratitude. Just simply be grateful. You don't have to take a picture of it, and you don't have to post it so that everyone can say, "Oh, you're so fabulous."
So they could say instead, I'm grateful just for my life and my. How my life is.
They could say, my husband's wonderful. My wife is wonderful, and I'm grateful.
Okay.
Something like that. But it's the people will go on and overboard. And then it makes you kind of wonder, like, what's going on behind the scenes? Maybe their life isn't quite so wonderful. I have a friend who got in shape, and she, oh my gosh, her figure is just fabulous. But every single day she posts pictures of herself half naked. And her body is pretty amazing. And she worked hard. She did work hard. And she is grateful that she had the people behind her that helped her and backed her to get herself in this shape. But it's just endless. I'm just inundated with, here's my abs, 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 here's my abs. So she's boasting about it. So she's not even showing gratitude.
So it seems to me that the line is the frequency it's communicated, or the degree that it's communicated. So once it's communicated, it doesn't need to really be gone into anymore. You don't need to be redundant.
What I'm trying to say is two different things. Be grateful in the morning with what you actually have.
Okay.
That you actually have power in your home, that you actually have a job to go to, that you actually have children that love you, just your own internal, I am grateful. Start your day out with that. And then be grateful to other people verbally when you just want to show your gratitude by thanking them for something that they may have done. They may have even forgotten it, as opposed to using social media as a way to tell everyone how perfectly wonderful your life is.
Okay, I get it. I get it, because in that situation, you're actually not communicating to the person that you're grateful. You're communicating to the everyone else. That, in other words, it's a little different. So in other words, tell the person directly that you're grateful,
Yes.
Tell yourself what you're grateful for, but don't tell the whole world on social media as a form of...
And let's take a selfie of us together, and then I can post, I just thanked, my worker, John, for helping me get this.
Look how good of a person I am for...
Yeah, because I'm so thankful. I'm just saying that there's a limit. Just be grateful internally. Be grateful just directly to the person or the people that you're happy that you have them in your lives. It could be a family member. It could be somebody that just,
I think that'd be the idea of doing something for social points.
Yeah, people do that. So, I mean, that I would just avoid doing that because I don't think that that's a positive habit.
Okay. But if you're talking to them one-on-one,
Sure.
and it's not on social media,
Right.
or at least it's not public posts on social media, then you're not getting social points for that. You're doing an act of gratitude that they're going to probably appreciate.
I believe that is simply a better habit. It's a better habit. Something else is to pick up a new hobby.
I would also mention that you're unconscious when you go over what you're grateful for. Your unconscious, it records that and remembers that, and let's just say you start believing it more, and you start looking. It starts changing your perspective from what you don't have to what you do have, from what I'm lacking to what opportunities do I have. And so it's a good habit for other reasons.
And so show your gratitude, or express your gratitude to yourself first thing in the morning.
I think it's a very good habit. Is what I'm saying.
And try to make that habit something that you do at night, so that you're also saying you are grateful for your day or for the good things that happen, throughout that day. So that is another way to show your gratitude or to express your gratitude. But picking up a hobby. I think I mentioned maybe earlier in one of the episodes that I picked up a hobby of playing chess, and I really, really was terrible at chess, terrible. And so it's just something that is relaxing. It helps me with my mind, because you have to look at all the chess pieces, and it helps in all sorts, sort of brain health. And it's just a hobby that I've picked up. Have you picked up any, new hobbies?
Well, when I was aware that was going to be one of the things that came up today. And I was thinking, ever since I got into photography, which I do professionally now, I don't know if there's anything that I've gotten into recently, but I just remembered, I did recently get into playing bass. I was given a bass over the holidays. And so it's sort of, it's just something that I haven't done too many times, but it's my new thing. I have my setup all ready to go. I've spent probably a little over an hour so far learning it. So it's still kind of new to me. I'm excited to learn it.
So it's a new hobby. You've decided
it's a new hobby.
Here's my new hobby. And I'm excited that your hobby of photography has turned into a profession.
Yes.
So, after years,
that's something that completely surprised me. I did not expect that to happen when I first got into it.
Yeah. And you are an amazing photographer. I can actually confess that, Nick.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I know.
So, you certainly are. But even a hobby of just, I don't know, pick 3 hobbies. Some people are like, they may pick up too many hobbies. It could be just something by joining the company baseball team. It could be going on a meetup group and playing games. There's some meetup groups where they play board games, the old-fashioned board games.
I've gone to one of those before.
What was that like?
Well, we played card games, and it was fun. The place that we went to had like an entry fee to enter the building and play whatever games they had. It was not that much, like $4, and I believe they had alcohol there. I didn't get any there. I didn't actually see anyone drinking alcohol, but it was something that you could get there, and I didn't know there was places like that existed.
So, but you didn't it didn't become a hobby. I mean, that was something you thought you might like.
Yeah, it's something, it was a time in my life where I was just trying out different things, and I did that once, and I liked it. I would recommend it for people that like board games, go try that out. I haven't done it again since, but more because I just have other priorities.
Well, see, I like what you're saying, because when you pick a hobby, it doesn't mean that it's a hobby. You don't have to commit. So pick, it's suggested to pick 3 hobbies. And then, hobbies that you want to start or something that you've been thinking about. And then one of them may stick. It has to be something that's enjoyable. It doesn't mean because you haven't gone back on a regular basis that hasn't become, your new hobby. You have other things. Like right now, you've decided to play bass, and that's actually good for your mind too, because you're learning chords, you're learning to read music. There's just so many other components that are good for your brain, and it's a healthy hobby. So excellent. So I have to come up with a new hobby, because my hobby is right now just nothing.
I thought you. Oh, chess.
Well, that is my hobby right now. I've been playing AI, and the beginner level AI. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm way beyond that. Then there's intermediate. I win most of the time. Then there's sort of a little extra, sort of like intermediate plus, and I'm not winning every single game. So it challenges me.
Okay.
Like, it challenges me. I've played people. I played somebody recently who wasn't very good.
Is there some openings that you tend to prefer, or is that where you're at?
I'm not even at that stage. Somebody bought me a book on like the best 5 openings.
Okay.
Right now, I'm in a chess game with someone, and it's actually a chess game where we play a move a day or 2 moves a day. Like we'll email each other, what our move is going to be. So it's not too terribly sophisticated.
Okay.
And I
think that's actually quite common amongst some platforms. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm actually it's early in the game, and I think I'm in a pickle right now. So I can already tell, like, I've got to be very, very clever, because when you have that much time, you get to read the board a lot longer, and you can see the further play. But that's just a hobby that I'm enjoying, and I don't spend a whole lot of time on it. But so, a positive habit is to, think about or engage in, some hobbies that won't take up all of your time. Just a hobby that you enjoy. So something like that. Another thing is to speak kindly. Speak kindly. We are so used to being, frustrated, aggravated. We're not, we live in this microwave world. We want something tomorrow. We don't understand that when we're at the Best Buy and they're going back room to see if they have this whatever particular item, device that we want, they don't come back. We just want it now. We want it fast. But just to be patient and to speak kindly. I mean, there's so many world problems that are caused by communication errors. And the best thing to do is to just speak nice. Because if you speak kindly and nice to someone, they typically will speak that way back to you. In fact, I have a story. I have friends that have told me, "Oh, you're just so lucky. You're just so lucky. How is it you are able to get people to do things that you want?" I don't look at it that way. I look at it like I speak kindly. If I'm calling a customer service and I have an issue, I sort of talk out loud and ask them, well, how can I solve this? And just through being nice, they help me. They're more helpful because I am nice to them. And so I had a girlfriend saying, "Oh, that's it? So the way you get things is by speaking kindly?" I said, yeah. And it's a habit that you have to develop, because sometimes we have these reactions, these quick reactions, our responses to take a second. Maybe somebody's being hostile toward you. Take a second, take a breath, and then consciously speak kindly back. Make that a habit.
So this is in regards to when speaking kindly to people, when you're speaking directly to them, or just all the time?
Most of the time, yes, all the time.
I mean, would this include behind someone's back?
Well, especially behind someone's back.
Are we saying speak kindly to someone, but not behind their back?
No, I'm saying in general. I'm talking about verbally speaking kindly, to directly to a person, one-on-one.
Okay.
So speaking kindly, I think, is
In all situations.
yeah, and in the long, it's just a good habit to develop.
I would imagine my sort of analysis of what you said in regards to that friend is that you probably have some different friends from each other, probably because you've been nicer to people. You probably have different friends that are nicer people and more willing to help you out.
Yeah. And
things.
this particular friend doesn't seem to get anything she wants, but she's also the type of person that will go into a store and say, I want to talk to your manager.
Okay.
And they're like,
she's a little more abrasive.
She's very aggressive.
Okay.
And she's abrasive and she's actually hostile. And so she was asking me, how is it that I'm able to accomplish or
yeah,
to
it's going to be very unpleasant doing any favor for her.
Yeah.
So.
But I gave her, I told her she may want to develop that, make that a hobby of hers. And the reaction is, it's really good. You just get a better reaction. You feel good. They feel good. It seems funny that it's just a habit, but just try to make a habit, even if it's just a few times a day. Then
I'm assuming you're kind of using this as an extreme example.
That was an extreme. It's not quite often. I'm not accustomed to people telling me, how do you manipulate people to get what you want? But that's her approach. I said, I speak kindly to them. And when you are nice to somebody, they are typically nice and more helpful back to you. So you do have to develop it. There's been times where I've been irritated where I could have said that quip that would have been just a perfect comeback, and I don't do it. I think speak kindly.
Speak kindly to people.
Yeah.
And now I was kind of joking when I was saying, but not behind their back. I think the opposite approach is the way to go. Speak kindly to people, and about them behind their back.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even better, because if it gets back to them, they're going to say, oh, they're so nice. And what's wrong?
There's just so many, there's multiple reasons for that being one of them.
Right. Well, because a bad habit is gossiping.
Yeah.
And by saying something unkind about somebody, it would be in the gossip category. Anyway, for that, we're done. We're done for today. I don't know. I think we should just do it forever. Honestly, to put to say we've done so many episodes on habits, I really honestly could go years and just talk about habits and positive habits and habits that can change your life. I could go on and on and on, but I would probably bore people to tears, which is a habit I don't want to do. I don't want to bore people to tears. Meanwhile, you can contact either Nick or I at, just send me an email. It's Dr. Leslie at lesliebirkland.com. So that's DRLESLIE at LESLIEBIRKLAND.com. And we will always 100% answer your emails if you have any questions for us or any subject matters that you want to talk to us about, or any habits that you've incorporated in your life that you want to share. We would love to hear from you. So have a terrific rest of your day.